Shalawam, Shalawam. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. This is Chief Faithful with K.O.Y. And Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans know that we are the Israelites, the people in the Bible. Man, we calling our people to repentance so they can come back to who they are and leave Christianity alone, leave Islam alone. Those are the number one threats amongst our community, right? So right now we're talking about spiritual insight, and we want to break down what is spiritual, right? A lot of people say they are spiritual, but they don't understand those are two sides of the spiritual equator, right? The left-hand side would be the side of Satan, or the Satan, which, you know, the devil come from, and the demons and the wicked and the unclean spirits come from, right? And their human form would be the heathen nations, right? That's the left-hand side, right? And on the right-hand side, you know, the right-hand side, that would be the Most High, right? Yahweh Shah, right? The Yahweh God is the Most High, and His Son is Yahweh Shah, which is Christ, right? Then it would be the angels, and it would be the children of Israel, right? Which is the Blacks, Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, right? And right now, what's going on in the world, everybody, including our sisters, our women, let's just say they're spiritual, but they do not keep the statutes, laws, commandments of God, and they don't understand the statutes, laws, commandments of God, which shows you that they're not spiritual on the right hand side, but on the left hand side, because they're dealing with, you know, a lot of the sisters are dealing with rocks. A lot of you brothers too. A lot of you brothers take on that unclean spirit, right? Y'all deal with different types of vibrations and rocks. Y'all like to have, you know, y'all celebrate the zodiac sign. A lot of y'all tarot readers, just going against the right hand side, right? But the left hand side is not as strong as the right hand side. But you gotta understand, during our captivity and our slavery, right? During our captivity and our slavery, right? A lot of our people rejected the right hand, right? Because they was taught by the left hand, the white man, who is a part of the devil and Satan's, you know, side, right? And that's why there's a lot of satanic rituals and symbols within the music industry, right? Especially when you watching, like, you know, rap videos. Before it used to be on rock, now they put it in rap videos, right? When you see a little Uzi Vert, you feel me, his videos, or Lil Nas X, you feel me, you see they blatantly put out the devil's satanic symbols, right? And they used to do it, you know, once in a while back in the day, you know, like, you know, barely, but now they do it frequently, right? They do it often, right? They say, you know what, fuck it, this is what it is, you know. And they let you know they want to serve Satan, or they're the children of Satan, right? You know, it's a lot of in these symbols, it's a lot of witchcraft and free masonry, right? And it goes into a lot of that goes into um, psychological warfare and spiritual warfare, right? When you look at the witchcraft, right? The witchcraft is not, you know, just hocus pocus, and they saying, and, you know, words to cast you under a spell. Sometimes they use deception to do it, right? They may put the hardest rapper, or the most beautifulest singer, you feel me? There is the person with the best vocals, and they finance them millions of dollars, right? And now they singing about catching bodies um, or sex or sex with another man's wife. You feel me? Or cheating, or the woman leaving a man. Because when a woman leaves a man, right? They start giving the sister all that independence. She start leaving her man. She started, being promiscuous, having different dates, dating different, dudes, right? Guess what? She becomes a harlot according to the Bible, right? Her spirit is not in the same sync frequency as her ancestors were, right? Now she's going against her ancestors, and she's following the lust that was in her by those damn demons, right? So like it's real. We just gotta like really see for what it is and then start rebuking that stuff, right? And then educating our people, edifying our people, and we must be educated ourselves to recognize those symbols, right? Because these symbols are also in cartoons, it's in movies, it's in sports, right? When Jay-Z used to do the whole symbol, right? He was trying to say he's with the Illuminati, right? When people start, doing the, no, when people start doing this, right? What they leaving their left eye out, right? They say the left eye is the wicked eye, right? So that's why they do all those poses. They put the bees on their eyes, the seeds, they cover their eye, and they look at out of the left eye, right? Because they want to look out of the eyes of the wicked view, right? All this stuff is literally what what's um, brainwashing our people through witchcraft, right? Like, there's no reason, why our people should be falling for these antics of the devil. So this is in fact we're gonna get Psalms, what was that, one in Psalms 106. It's Psalms 106. This is Psalms 106. All right, and it's gonna be verse 35. All right, verse 35. It says, "But we're mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto the devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood." Alright? So, matter of fact, because you gotta understand, you know, um, the white man is the heathen, right? White man, woman, and child is the heathen, the devil. They're the devil that the Bible clearly speak about, right? We learn their ways. We learn from the white man, right? America. We learn from the other nations, China, right? We learn from Europe. We learn from the Africans, right? All these other heathens that we've been scattered to, that's who we learn from, the conquistadors, right? This is who we learn from, right? Our people would not be practicing homosexuality if it wasn't for the white man or the African pushing that on society, right? Our people have been blocked off. We think we're Americans, but we're not actually American, right? Like, we gotta understand that. They teaching us the ways of the mob, right? On how to, you know, hurt each other, how to gun each other down. Because we go back to Psalms 106, and we go back to 38. Verse 38 says, and shed innocent blood. A lot of our people was guilty from shedding innocent blood, right? Doing drive-bys, killing each other, Remember that saying, bullet don't got no names, right? And it says, even the blood of their sons. A lot of our people, they sacrifice their own children into these idols. When you let your child sit on Santa Claus' lap, when you let your child go get those Easter eggs, hunting for Easter eggs, when you let your child, go to these crazy parties and hang out on the block, you feel me, with these grown ass niggas, you feel me, you sacrificing your child. When you show your children Christianity, you sacrificing your child. And even though you're not doing the Christianity part on purpose, because you didn't know, it's still what it is. Hosea 4 and 6 says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Since they reject knowledge, I'm going to reject them and their children, right? Roughly paraphrasing, that's exactly what it's saying, right? So, it says, and their daughters, whom they sacrifice into the idols of Canaan. Y'all let your daughters, walk around looking like thoughts and shit. You feel me? Looking like an entire thought at the age of 13 and shit. You feel me? And y'all don't care about it, right? Y'all think it's all cool. It's all in. That's how they dress and not. They ain't supposed to dress like that, right? Y'all sacrificing your children unto devils, right? Then it says, and the land was polluted with blood, right? So now the land has been polluted with blood within our community by itself. It's all the murder, right? Prostitution, 1,000 ways to die in the hood, or 1,000 reasons why you're gonna die in the hood. You can be having a mistaken identity. You can be from a certain gang, right? You can die from a damn, um, car hitting you. You can die from literally hella ways, police brutality, right? And once that blood of your people spill onto the ground, now the land is polluted. You can clean it up with sanitation agents and bleach and pine saw, and all that. It's still going to be polluted, right? Because if you go to Numbers 35 and 33, now this is the spiritual part coming out right now. This is spiritual. This is Numbers 35 and 33, because you gotta understand the instructions of the Most High is spiritual. It's spiritual. The Most High is a man, but he's of spirit. So when he gives you an instruction or a law, those laws is what? Is of the spirit, right? So it makes you spiritual when you keep these laws. So Numbers 35 and 33 is, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood is defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So the only way you can cleanse the land of blood is by the person that actually shed the blood in the first place, right? The person that's responsible of the murder in the first place is the only way you can cleanse the ground from the blood, right? That the blood spilled on it, right? And a lot of y'all don't understand that. Y'all think, oh, I'm spiritual. I'm going to play with some rocks, right? I'm spiritual, right? I'm going to do a yoga stance, you feel me? And I'm going to do a yoga stance and try to activate the chakra. Like, get the hell out of here, man. Like, none of y'all niggas are spiritual. Like, you can be if you come back to the laws of the Most High, the statute, laws, commandments. You can be spiritual, right? But not on that hocus pocus shit. I don't want to be that type of spiritual either, because that's where, the white man's spirit come from, right? That damn left hand side, that left, that left side, that vibration, right? I don't want that at all. This is real. How can the hell you be saying you spiritual? Like, y'all niggas y'all just be wilding out. Like, y'all don't fear the Most High. Y'all don't fear the Most High for shit. At all. You feel me? Y'all need to start fearing the Most High more often, yo. Like, this is deeper than what y'all think you thought it was, right? It's so much deeper than what you thought it was. What did E40 say? He said, I don't know what y'all was thinking, but y'all shouldn't have thought that. Let's see, why y'all think they was tripping on Kyrie Irving? Right? Why you think they was tripping on him? Huh? And Kanye West, right? Because if y'all start waking up talking about y'all Israelites, right? That means it comes with a standard, right? It comes with a standard agreement, right? The standard agreement, that's what you know your identity come with, right? 1 Corinthians 14:37. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord, Yahweh, right? So if you say you're a prophet or you spiritual, right? Like I don't believe in church, but I'm spiritual, right? Then you gotta understand that the commandments that was written of the Most High, that's actual spiritual. That's the real spirit right there, right? That's the real spirit, man. Like what's on y'all mind? Like why do y'all fight against that, right? Like real talk. Y'all over here going against the truth, right? And I'm gonna read a commandment to you, right? Because the commandments is spiritual, right? And this is how, you know. So what's the benefit of being spiritual if it doesn't benefit you and your community, right? If it only causes destruction and confusion, which is the left hand spiritual. Why would you want to be that type of spiritual when on the right hand side you can be, working miracles, healing, right? Restoring the body, right? Which is the nation of Israel together, right? You know, going against the oppression and calling out the wicked. This is the Hebrew Israelite law book. I suggest blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans buy this. It's on Amazon. I think I got it for like $29 plus some change. Forgot, but it's a great book. Uh, it's by Omar Mathis, aka Yahuda bin Yisrael, YASHARAHLA, right? Um, so Leviticus 18, right? Is it's giving you the laws of the Bible, and this is talking about fornication, right? What is fornication? So let's go to Leviticus 18, verse 20. It says, moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. So your neighbor is anybody from the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Well, those are your neighbors, right? So this is one thing. A lot of people like to say, oh, Christ, he fulfilled the law, meaning like, he destroyed the law, so you don't got to do it. Like, and then you tell them like, no, Christ kept the laws. He taught out of the laws, right? Like he was spoken about in the, he was spoken about in the laws, in the Old Testament, right? As soon as you say that, Christianity gonna be like, no, that's not true, right? So you go to Matthew 5:27. It says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery, right? But he says, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So if you're looking at a man's wife, right, you can commit fornication in your heart, right? Slash adultery. You feel me? Because now you're also trying to look upon her, to fantasize, and then if she's another man's wife, right? So that's adultery, you know, fantasizing about a woman that's not yours, right? And then a fornication is, looking at another man or sleeping or looking at another man's wife in a sexual manner or being sexual with him. That's fornication. A woman, you feel me? She can't commit a fornication by sleeping with a married man because, you feel me? She can commit whoredom Because if she's not trying to marry that man, she's just sleeping around, and that's horrible, right? But if she sleep with him to marry him, and he's already married, that's not fornication, right? Only a man can commit fornication by sleeping with a married woman, right? Like, and that's facts. That's absolutely facts, right? So we on Matthew 5:26. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt be no, my bad. We on Matthew 5:27, going on 28. But it says, ye have heard of it was said by them of old times, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever look upon a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So he goes back to Matthew 5 and 28. It tells you, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So now you go to what? You go to Genesis 34 and 2, right? Genesis 34 and 2, right? Genesis 34 and 2. Genesis 34 and 2 say, and when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite prince of the country, saw her, he he took her and lay with her and defiled her. Right? When that happened, that was adultery. He laid with a woman that he wasn't trying to marry. Right? And, and it says, and his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. Right? And then it says, and Shisham spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he defiled Dinah, his daughter, and now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shisham, went out unto Jacob and communed with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, and lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. So, the daughters of the Zion, Israel, blacks, Latinos, and Native American women are not supposed to be just, a sex object. We ain't supposed to use whore. We can't make them into whores, which is defiling them, which is sleeping with a sister without trying to marry her, right? And for a lot of you tell that to a sister, if we lay together, we're gonna have sex these days. The woman gonna run from your ass, right? Because she don't want to get tied down, right? She want to go around mess with any dude that she can, and until she's happy with with everything. He got to be like, come on now, America is done for it, right? This is why we're trying to get you guys right, right? And this is spiritual. This is what we've been talking about, right? So we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 22 and 30. It says, "A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt." Right. So that's another law in the Bible. A man cannot look at his stepmother. You feel me? Like a son cannot have fantasies about his stepmother. That's wicked. That's off. And then a man is not supposed to uncover his father's secret parts, right? Like, you can't see your father naked. Like that's off. That's wickedness, right? America, you feel me? Nobody cared. They walk around nude, just like the Greeks did, right? It's nothing spiritual righteously about this place. If it's spiritual, it's spiritually left. You feel me? About this place. And here's another law. Exodus 22. All right, and this is about bestiality. Right, Exodus 22 and 19. Whosoever lieth with the beast shall surely be put to death. So, like, if somebody will lie with a beast, they would surely die. They would be put to death, right? Because you bring in wickedness amongst the nation of our people. And a lot of that half of these diseases come from bestiality, people who catch a damn STD from a damn beast, and then they sleep with a human. You feel me? And now the human is sleeping with other humans. You feel me? Other people, and then and it's just a change cycle of that going on, right? That's how a lot of these diseases start, because Satan likes to work on the left hand side. He likes to operate you and control you with your lust. This is why a lot of you guys are, y'all don't speak out against the homosexual community, right? Because y'all feel like love is love. You can love whatever you want. So you can love a damn donkey. You feel me? A dog. You feel me? You feel me? Like that don't make sense at all. You feel me? Like, so y'all have to check your logic and cast down those in vain imaginations, right? Because Leviticus 18 and 23 says, neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. So remember, the Most High, he said he's not the author of confusion, right? This says, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So the Bible tell you that there was a time when the Most High was fighting our battles, and he was casting these heathens out from our presence, right? Because how defiled they was, right? A lot of these nations, they drink the goat blood, right? They like under, like, remember the Buddha, the dude he's like a bishop in the Buddha temple or something like that. Uh, just the other day, probably like last week, he was kissing a boy, you feel me, and telling that boy to bite his tongue, kiss his tongue, you feel me, and it was a Buddha Chinese dude, you feel me. That shit will never fly in our community. This is why we telling our brothers and sisters come back to this Israelite statute, laws, commandments, because there's protection behind us, right? I don't want to be confused. It says, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for all in these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity therefore upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgment, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. So that's another way to defile the land, right? And it says the land, that it's like that the land spew not you out also when you defile it, and it spewed out in the nations that were before you. It's like as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the soul that commit them shall be cut off from amongst their people. Therefore shall ye keep my ordinances, and ye should and ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God, Yahweh. All right. So I mean, this is real. Like, you cannot, have a unclean spirit and think you're gonna walk into the think you're gonna walk into the kingdom of the Most High if you on the left hand side, right? Because a lot of you left handers, right? You know, a lot of y'all be whores and pimps and drug dealers. You feel me? And it's destroying our community, right? So if y'all want to come back to the Most High and be righteous, you must debunk and acknowledge the lies and that you was in, and you must come clean, and you must get out of it and repent. You
Because this is what the Most High is saying. This is on Leviticus 19:29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be in whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness, right? So that's where it starts. When the woman become a whore and the daughters learn from the woman, now the entire land is covered in wickedness, right? Because now men is against the laws of God if they marry a whore, right? And then a lot of these whores be mothers. They have children, and these whores don't know how to teach children. Now these children become dope dealers, gang bangers. You feel me? The things that the people that walk past us and don't want to listen to what we got to say on the street corner. A lot of the time, their mama was a hoe, was a prostitute, right? That's why our households be broken up because it's important we do not, you know, have prostitution within our amongst our people. Right? Deuteronomy 23:11. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. I normally a lot of these whores, you feel me, they make sodomites out of their sons, right? The most high don't want no sodomite, amongst the sons of Israel. A sodomite is a homosexual, it's a bundle of sticks, right? It's a man that loves other men. That's a sodomite, right? The Most High says it ain't supposed to be none of that. You feel me? And I can keep going on the traits of a whore, and a sodomite, but this is common sense. Deuteronomy 23:12. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow, for even both these are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. So a hoe is an abomination to God. The Most High doesn't love these hoes, man, like at all. You feel me? And yes, you can be a hoe by you just sleeping with multiple men. The Most High do not love your whole ass woman. You're not even a real woman, right? If you are out sleeping with men, the men, and you sleep with another man, because the other man, you feel me? You used to love, but he don't make you happy. The other man, he don't provide how you want him to provide, but he provides. You feel me? He makes sure he has his income and he's helping and contributing, right? He may not be no 3 or 6 figure nigga, you feel me? But he's providing. You cannot, sleep with another man or divorce your man because, you know, he wants you to do the fucking dishes, right? If you do that, then you sleep with another man. You divorce him and sleep with another man, right? They said finances is the number one um, reason why women divorce men, and women divorce men about like I think they're like a 78 to 89%. You feel me? Of the lead of divorces in America is women divorcing the men, right? Showing there's something wrong with the element of the woman, of the sister, right? So if you divorcing a man and you marry another man, you are a whore, right? Like you are in whore, right? Unless that man, the only justification is if that man was a homosexual, he worshiped a different god, like he was a enemy of the Most High. Those are like those justifications for you to leave out of that marriage, right? And we must understand, man, like this is spiritual. This is only part one of what we're talking about because we got to, correct the household. A lot of the times the household does not work because, there's no authority in the household, right? And a lot of the women does not accept the manly figure of a dominant man ruling the household, right? The only way you can be a son of the Most High God if you are dominant. You feel me? You got to be an alpha male to be a son of the Most High, right? And a woman is not supposed to be alpha. If you're an alpha woman, you are an abomination as well. You feel me? If you think you a man, right? You sizing up a man, you are an abomination, right? You have no love for the Most High, no love for the scriptures, right? And the Most High gonna keep punishing your ass until you repent and submit, put on a damn dress, be modest, right?
Like real talk, the Most High gonna start punishing y'all more and more, right? But call our Lord Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Wada Yahweh. This is spiritual insight. Hope you love this lesson. All praise to the Most High. Barakatah, y'all, if y'all received it.